evening all, welcome back to PlanetSide. I know we're playing PlanetSide, right? Hopefully you saw the last video, because the last video should have implored you not to switch off, so don't switch off. Watch this. This is part of the game that I think people will love. So I showed the infantry game previously, and that's incredibly good fun. But I think for me personally, this is even better. If you liked tanks and dropships in Dust 514, then this game is for you, because this gives you so much more, and it also gives you the ability to have scale and scope with it. So let me explain. I'm rolling around in a Sundro, which is I guess a heavy tank of this particular group, and it's midnight, and yes, there's day-night light cycle. And what I'm doing here is I'm just sat back letting the troops do the fighting. They're in there somewhere. There's like 50 to 60 troops fighting and assaulting the space right now, and I'm sat in my tank at the back sipping a very nice gin and tonic while they die and I sip drinks. Yes, there's an umbrella in it. No, there's no olives in it. And so that's kind of what's going on. And as you can see, look, the tanks are just bombarding. Oh, this is good. So all we're doing is we're just bombarding the defenses. As you see, there's defenses in there, and we're just basically blowing the shit out of them. And all we want to do here, or what I want to do, is just reinforce that this game is actually worth looking at if you're interested in the Dust IP. And let me explain why. Too often gamers just say, well, I'm loyal to this game and blah-de-blue. And that's fine, but you shouldn't really be loyal to anything, because quite frankly, the more games you play, the more experiences you'll have and the more fun you'll have. That is true. That is simple true. And PlanetSide 2 is one of these games that's actually incredibly accessible now. I think it is remarkably accessible. So I think definitely consider doing it. As you know, look at this. We're storming like the barricades, if you like. Now, this is where the beauty of this game comes in, because you can have hundreds and hundreds of tanks and vehicles and an army, a whole army, goddammit, migrating as one. And this is what's happening. We need to get through this little bottleneck. Now, I know it looks like the M25 at rush hour, but isn't that glorious? This is beautiful. I love this. And to be honest, this is the beginnings of this is a risk. This is a trap that they've set for us to actually destroy us as we come through this thing. And you'll start to see some of these vehicles dying. It's brilliant. I love it so much. I think PlanetSide 2, as I said in the last video, and I do really urge people to consider this, is if you're looking to get into Legion, right, there's fuck all you can do with Legion for a long time as it stands at the moment. So we're going to do a video on how to get a good PC that will play pretty much any game like that we've shown so far, and particularly PlanetSide 2 and particularly Legion. And I would so once we've done that, I would urge people to consider playing PlanetSide 2 as their first PC shooter game before they get into Legion whenever it comes out. If it comes out, hint, CCP, hint, hint. So I think, to be honest, yeah, this is why I was quite keen to play a bit more PC shooter games, because the reality is there is going to be this migration to it. Eventually, Dust will be switched off, and people will have to make a choice. Either they go to another game or they don't. And to be honest, PlanetSide 2 does address both parties here. So if you're going to stick with console gaming, then I present to you PlanetSide 2 for the PS4, which is soon to come. And I think actually that's going to be incredible fun. Just because everything that people want out of Dust is kind of already here in PlanetSide 2. It's an open world sandbox style shooter where you can kind of go anywhere you like on the planet and do whatever you want. And there's no, I mean, again, the only difficulty is there's no economy, but there kind of is, but there isn't. But that's maybe a negative towards it. But in general, this is going to be your go-to position if you know, when Dust eventually goes and this is released on the PS4. I think if you do upgrade, this will be your go-to point. If you don't upgrade, then quite frankly, Destiny is going to be your go-to point. So, you know, I mean, we could draw a little flowchart of this, quite honestly, that just says, if you have a PS3 right now and you want to play Legion, then you have to buy a PC. If you go and buy a PC, this is the game to play before that, because Legion's not out yet. If you're going to stick with the PS3, then you go and maybe play Destiny, because Destiny is going to be on all platforms. If you want to upgrade to a PS4, then I would recommend Destiny and this, and you're going to have a really good amount of gaming there. So to be honest, I'm just being realistic. I know people hate it when I'm kind of playing other games, and I know you feel I'm cheating on Dust as some kind of, you know, housewife with her hair all in curlers with a rolling pin in her hand, angry at me as I come back stinking of PlanetSide 2. But look, to be honest, what can I do? You know, this is the way it is. If CCP and Dust are kind of, you know, if they're done and Legion is the next fancy, then what can I do about that? So for me, I'm going to obviously play the games that give me fun and enjoyment. And as I run over our own dudes, yes, there's friendly fire in this game. Yes, it can be very funny indeed. You do you do start to get kind of a reality check, which is, you know, Dust isn't going to be around forever. So, you know, start planning your migration now. What are you going to play? What are you going to do? Given those options, what are you going to do? Let me kind of tell you maybe what I'm doing, because this is something that I think a lot of people are quite curious to know what I'm going to play. Well, we're going to play Destiny on the PS3. That is a given. We are definitely doing that. So, you know, if you're thinking of buying Destiny but you don't really want to buy a new console, don't worry, we will be playing it on the PS3, so we'll have a clan and a community if you're interested in playing with us. If you maybe have a PC and you are going to play Legion, you already have a PC, maybe you're playing Eve, then I would recommend giving this game a go. I would also recommend playing stuff like War Thunder. War Thunder is a great game. It's both this and War Thunder are free to play, so you don't have to spend a penny on them, and they will entertain you for hours like a kind of a very, very free, cheap prostitute who will look after you and fulfill your every sordid whim, but will also not charge your credit card a huge amount, because to be honest, you may buy microtransactions every so often, but again, you don't need to. You really don't need to. Both games operate quite comfortably on a free-to-play model, so definitely worth consideration. And I think really the thing to bear in mind is that there's a lot of great games out there, and there's a lot of great games coming through, so the choice is actually quite good. It's not like we're sat here with no real game to go to. There's actually going to be quite a lot of good choice, and I think, yes, you know, I should be flying the Dust flag, but CCP don't talk to me, CCP don't sell us anything, you know, so what's the point of sticking around in a game where we have no idea what's going on? You know, it's kind of a waste of time. So I think for me, we'll always play Dust until the lights are switched out, but we're not just going to then say, oh, well, that's our YouTube, you know, career done. Of course not. We're going to always play the games that give us enjoyment. And PlanetSide 2 is definitely one of those games. It is an incredibly fun game. It took a while for me to realise that, I'm going to be quite honest with you, because I'm an idiot. But when you get into a little convoy like this, and when you get like an armored column, which sounds ruder than it really is, you actually have an incredible kind of fun time with that armored column, which again sounds ruder than it is. But to be honest, you do find that there is something special about this game, and it pings, it kind of goes bing, and you realize, the light bulb goes on, and you realize that's what people go on about. Yes, I get it now. And as the sun rises over the, you know, over the distance, and you're having a huge tank battle or a sniper duel, you then realize, do you know what? I get this game. I finally get it. So there we go. You know, to be honest, I think don't be too afraid to try different things. I think if you've got a PC already, then lucky you, and give this a go. Actually download it and try it. And I think we do have an outfit. You have to look for it. It is oh my god, did you see that? You see that? That's what I'm talking about, bro. To be honest, we do have an outfit. It's called SquadB, but just search for me in game. CEO Pyrex 1. Yes, I actually lost my name again. CEO Pyrex 1. Don't forget the 1. And search for us and just join our outfit and come play with us. There's in-game comms as well. It's lovely. It's really cool. So there we go. Don't unsubscribe. Please don't. Just continue and see how this game develops, and I think you'll find it's actually quite fun. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next time.